think it was in the 1920s when Camp Moden took over the property, but they started a camp for Jewish children coming up from the city to get the country experience. Sometime in the late 1980s, the Camp Moden folks decided that they wanted to close their operation in Canaan, so the real estate came up for sale, and there was a lot of concern in the community that it might not remain publicly accessible if it were sold. So a number of local people, including my wife Louise and a woman named Kathy Perelka, went to work trying to get the state of Maine interested in acquiring this land for a public park. We knew, because we'd known Herb Hartman, who was at the Department of Conservation in charge of parks. So Louise invited him to come at what was then the camp, and she showed him the camp, and then she took him out on the lake. And while he was out on the lake in the boat with her, he turned to her and he said, "This is a gem. I had no idea there was anything like this in this part of Maine." And from that point on, the Department of Conservation worked very hard to acquire the land.
This park here is actually unique in the sense that it's not a state park, it's a regional park, and it's leased by the two towns, Skowhegan and Canaan, and then it's operated by Lake George Corporation. And in the sense that this park is able to remain sort of at an artificial level, in the sense that people pay a fee to come through the gate, a day use fee. People also pay a rental fee when they come here with a group, and then people also buy passes. But the actual cost of coming to the park is kept down by donations, grants, and fundraisers that we do. We typically do an annual fund drive that we kick off in December. We have a large auction that happens in the fall. Many, many businesses in the area and the surrounding towns support us through that auction, and many towns also, many businesses actually support us through the annual fund campaign as well. We also have a spring dinner that we hold at Lakewood Theater, and Lakewood Theater sponsors that event and allows us to come there at an at-cost fee. And that's also a great fundraiser for the park, and it's a way for us to celebrate our past year, our past accomplishment, and also talk about the challenges that we're facing in the future.
Townspeople in the area, Canaan and Skowhegan, have voluntarily been very, very generous about supporting the park. We've been able to have 2 full-time people year-round, and which really is important for the park because it keeps it in good shape and it keeps the programs lively and different every year. And but it's a constant battle to raise enough money to keep the park running and improving every year.
My family lives around here. My grandparents live up by Sibley Pond, so I come here a lot in the summer because I like to hang out with them. We play sports down in the big fields, do a lot of fishing because they stock the lake with trout. We swim a lot. Swimming is awesome. The water's like always nice temperatures. It's fun to go out deep because they have this rock bed where we can play around, and they always have fishes out there. I wouldn't want nothing to change about this place. I like to be able to take my kids here when I'm older.
We still have several of the buildings that were left from Camp Moden. One we use as a summer office. Several we use for our day camp. Our day camp we run for 4 weeks. Typically in a year we work with about 1,000 school children that come to the park. We offer arts and crafts, we offer nature, we offer swim lessons.
I think everybody likes the outdoors and everything, all the things that you can do here, you know, hiking and the swimming and the drama, the nice buildings. They're really nice facilities. It's a lot of nice room.
Yeah. And then they have like the island over there, and then they have the beaches.
Yeah, that's really fun for nature.
Sand castles.
Yeah.
I think the park is such a wonderful resource. I'm not from the Skowhegan area, but being in education, we always look for areas that we can take our students to learn more about their community and their impact on the community and what they can do to continue the health of their own surroundings. So the park is an excellent resource. It has a boat launch where you can go out on the boat, on the water, where we're doing some water research studies. And then it also has an area where we can go walk and we can learn about the woods, the watershed, and some of the local flora and fauna. It also has other buildings, so we invited some other people so we can learn with them and utilize an indoor space. So for us, it's perfect.
The park could also be used more by businesses for retreats, for company picnics, and that is a great way to expand who the park could be used by. If the companies in the area, bigger companies, other banks, other corporations, bring their employees here, then that is a good way for us to reach out to a different group of people that we may be missing, that we may not even know that we're missing.
And we see this park as the possibility for families to come out and just enjoy the outdoors, swim, hike, bike, fish, and we may need some help. In the future, we're looking at involving, a way to get children bused out to the park, have school groups come and visit the park, and partake in different outdoor activities, whether it's skiing, snowshoeing, biking or hiking, or even just learning about the natural resources here at the park.
If we do not maintain our funding level here, or what we have for money, the park would eventually have to go back to the state, because the land that this sits on is actually owned by the state. And it would have to go back, and I don't know what would happen. I wouldn't even want to think about that happening. I think that, the last thing you'd ever want to see would be to have this property be bought up by somebody who wanted to develop it. And that would be one thing that would, it could be a distinct possibility, and I don't think we, as a board, that we would want to see that happen at all.